I wake up every day liberated. Hallelujah.
Oh my God, I'm speaking right now.
Oh God. All right. I'm up here with my team. Woo! I'm not gonna introduce them. They don't let me introduce themselves. Oh shit. All right.
My name is Jacob Millhouse Record. I created this march. Now you gotta give me a second, because while we're speaking, we're gonna have people start handing out candles, and everybody should have lighters, and they're gonna light candles for you guys. And we got pretty lucky because it's pretty still right now. All right.
Caesar, are you here? Where you at? Come on, Caesar. Caesar. Where's Caesar?
Hail Caesar.
Little Caesar, where you at? Are you here? Is Caesar here?
Her name is? Yes, no.
They might have gone.
Are they gone?
I don't see that.
I'm here to talk to you about the mental health crisis in the trans community, the best way that I know how, by telling my story. When I realized I was trans, that summer I dropped out of school. I lost all my friends and I stayed still. I was so heartbroken. Friends turned on me as I began to come out privately to close ones, and I became so depressed that I could barely leave my apartment. I also had developed a raging alcohol problem. My PTSD was so bad that I was constantly triggered almost 24/7. I had no respite. I was so helpless and hopeless that I thought maybe one day I would make it, but I look back and see strength in myself, but I never thought it could happen. When I started dating someone new, and no, she did not save me from my mental illness. Absolutely not. She was the first and only cis woman I dated seriously. She knew from day one that I was trans and said this: I don't know if I could date you if you start hormones. You won't be attractive as a man. The same woman said, genitals are important to me. That's why I could never date a trans woman. Fuck that. We broke up after she stopped trusting me because another trans person had a crush on me. She will still tell you that I cheated on her because I am trans. I did not. Spite lit a fire under my ass and I decided to start hormones and get sober. I came out at work and to my family, and subsequently I became homeless. My mother still cries every time she sees me. How are we supposed to feel? How are we supposed to feel loved and healthy when the world turns its back on us? Sorry, y'all, my phone locked.
Say no.
I won't sugarcoat it. It was really fucking hard. I attempted suicide and self-harmed. I spent a week in the mental hospital and with no money, could not pay my medical bills. It was the trans community who helped me find a home for my cats, and it was the trans community who helped me find floors and couches to sleep on and feed me when I had nothing. I became close with my friend Turnip, who gave me a place to sleep for 2 months after she accepted me into her home. My friend Jay could never house me, but constantly found cis folk willing to give me a place to sleep. I spent a year and a half chronically homeless, on and off, without access to therapy for my PTSD and alcoholism. I had to work through a lot of it myself, and even developed an eating disorder, which I had also overcome without access to proper care. I never slept on the street because of this community. I have not been homeless since October now, and I'll be celebrating 2 years sober on the 19th. And recently celebrated 1 year in eating disorder recovery. I made it through a lot of struggles, but not all of us make it. I've been feeling a lack of self since 45 was elected into office. Fuck him. The night after, I stormed the streets of Chicago with Turn Up with a large sign that said "Trans Against Trump." I started going to more and more demonstrations. I recognized trans faces in the crowd. I saw you all. But I never saw us on stage. Are we that meaningless in the resistant movements?
No.
Absolutely fucking not. Then I went to the Women's March on Washington and watched Raquel Willis get escorted off stage. She is a black transgender woman. Janet Mock was later censored online by March leaders. She is also trans and black. Cis people do not respect us or our contributions. By the way, she was talking about sex work when they censored her.
Right.
We are a community of sex workers. I began talking to other trans folks about starting a resistance movement led by us, for us. I'm sick of internalized transphobia ruling my fucking life. That's why I made this protest on Facebook, and I am humbled and honored by all of you here tonight. A few weeks ago, Adrian Frazier passed away from a mental illness-related cause. We were not close, but I found myself mourning him anyways. I am just a month older than he is. I am 24. We even volunteered at the same hospital. His death is a symbol for our failing mental health system for trans folks in this country. It is appalling. It could have been me, it could have been you. May he rest in power. I created this event for us because I am done feeling sorry for myself.
Say that.
I am done feeling unattractive. I am lovable.
Yeah.
You are lovable. I am fuckable. You are fuckable. You are lovable and you are fuckable. We are beautiful people and we are normal. We need access to affirming mental health professionals, doctors, housing, and jobs. I'll say it again for those of you in the back and for the cops. And for Rahm Emanuel. We need access to affirming mental health professionals, doctors, housing, and jobs. I will no longer stay silent when our community needs us. Here is a list of just a few folks that we have lost from mental illness in the trans community. Sam Taub, Adrian Frazier, Just Ships, Leela Alcorn, Taylor Alsana. We need to protect trans youth. We don't know how many people we are losing from suicide. We don't know.
Blake Brockington.
Hayden Walsh.
Blake
Say their name.
Brockington.
Blake Rockington.
Mutiny making.
Hayden Walsh.
India Clark. Brent Kelly, China Gibson. These people were murdered by our government. And I am sick of pretending otherwise. It is not our fault that we are mentally ill. We are mentally ill because of the traumas that we have been given. I am sick and fucking tired of being sick. I want to get out of bed in the morning and not feel like it was an accomplishment despite myself. I want to feel like it's an accomplishment despite our fucking government.
Come on, Miss King.
All right, I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much.